at Xavier. Xavier coming off an emotional performance against UConn, their first game without Zach Freemantle. So you had to think they would fight. It looked like they were dead and buried. They came back. And on the last possession of this game, a controversial no call in which Xavier has the basketball. It appears there's a trip. Maybe. We can debate it. There's no call. Final score, Marquette 72, Xavier 70. Cam Jones scores 20 points. David Joplin posts 19. Marquette's 2-0 in the Big East. They stay in line with Connecticut. They stay in line with the St. John's Red Storm. Rob, what was your reaction to the end of the game?
Standing ovation for Sean Miller, because if I was Sean Miller in that moment, 10% of my salary would be going to pay the fine for that call not being made. I would have lost my mind. I would have been.
It didn't look like there was much. It didn't look that bad though on the replay.
We talked about this before we started. I think both of you guys are absolutely nuts for this opinion. I think that was a clear and obvious trip. And even if no contact was made, the dude fell because he was trying to avoid a leg that was sticking out right in front of him. Like this, it was. I am absolutely baffled that call was not made. And if I'm Sean Miller, I am livid right now. He was obviously livid because he went straight to the press conference from the game, sat there for 3 minutes, talked basically only to Paul Fritchner, and then headed on about his day because I think he knew that if he let anybody else get in there and ask him questions, he was going to say something that he didn't want to end up saying. I would have lost my mind, man. Like I don't understand how that wasn't called. You could sit here, we could go over this like this is a Bruder film, and you could prove to me that no contact was made by some camera angle. I don't care. I don't know how that wasn't a foul. It should have been a foul. Xavier should have shot. I don't care what you guys. Look, I will die on this hill. There's a lot of people that want to see me die on a hill tonight. I will die on this hill. That was a foul. The Brian O'Connor's got to be. He's got to get that one together.
I got to stop you here. Listen, I think you're a really smart guy. I do.
This sounds like the ending of a date.
But this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard you say when you said it should be a foul called because he may not have touched him, and by him avoiding him and not touching him and falling, they should have called a foul. Is that your argument?
Yeah, because if he would have ran normally, he would have tripped. So if he's trying to get around him and falls jumping over the dude's leg who would have tripped him, yes, it's a foul. If you put your leg out in the way and try to trip somebody, it's a foul. You tried to trip him. It's a foul.
You coach soccer or something too. I know you coach baseball, but you coach soccer. Is that what you coach?
No. I'm not allowed to coach it. I do coach baseball though. Wait a minute. The reigning Moorestown 8U tournament champs right here. Put some respect on my baseball coaching name, all right?
I did. That's why I said soccer. No doubt.
I don't think he was trying to trip him. I think it was just an unfortunate circumstance that ended the game. Like, look, here's the thing. Xavier went down by 15 in this game, and yeah, you get in that predicament, and you'd like to have a couple of free throws to force overtime. And so for the drama of the game, that would have been great. Don't go down by 15 at home. You know, you did your job defensively against Cam Jones in that you made him take 20 shots. Joplin goes for 19. Outside of that, it's not like Marquette was great on this day. But if you're Xavier, you're home. You shot 6 for 19 from 3. You know, Ryan Conwell, you can't go 3 for 10 from the floor and 1 for 6 from 3. It's amazing Xavier was as close as they were without that. You know, it's an unfortunate loss. But for Xavier, they've lost to Cincinnati, UConn without Freemantle, now Marquette without Freemantle. I feel terrible that they lost Freemantle, and I feel terrible for Freemantle, the kid, because I think it's a brutal injury circumstance. And I really thought Xavier could dance this year. But Marquette's 11-2. Their losses are at Iowa State and at Dayton. And that's just it, Randolph. You know, we've talked about it, and I don't think it can be talked about enough. Is Marquette the sexy college hoops team to talk about nationally? Probably not. No, they aren't. They don't have the name Duke, Kansas, or Kentucky. But damn, Randolph, I think Marquette's maybe the best run program in America. They don't lose anybody.
I won't argue. I won't argue that. Cam is just playing like a player every year. He's a dude. Like I said before, he's a closer, man. I mean, you can give him the ball. He can struggle all game, and when it matters the most, he can make plays for you to win. They're going to defend. They're going to scrap. I love their team. I mean, those guys just compete. They just take the identity of Shaka. They fight their ass off. I mean, credit to Sean, too. Like, Sean's team, I mean, Miller, they're fighting, man. They're fighting their ass off, too. It's good to see their guards. I'm expecting to see Foster to continue to play better too. I mean, he was MIA early in the year. I would still like to see more out of John Hughley from those guys. I thought he could give them a lot more. He just seemed, for whatever reason, inability to step up. They're going to need him now more than ever without Fremantle playing. But Marquette, man, listen, they're going to be right. I think they'll be at the top of the league to challenge. It'll be them and UConn. I think they'll challenge them right there. And with Cam Jones on it, they're going to be in every game and a chance to win every game with him. So they're a tournament team. We'll see them in March. As long as they got to do is stay healthy, we're not worried about them.